Welcome to TaylorKitchen. I'm Marianne Taylor, and today we're making coffee cake. Now, I probably haven't made coffee cake in a decade because if I make coffee cake, I eat coffee cake. But we're gonna make this coffee cake. It's gonna be delicious, and then I'm gonna have to find somebody to give it to. However, I'm not making the traditional, like pecan, streusel, cinnamon type coffee cake. We're gonna do a streusel for sure, but mine's going to be more summery, springy because it's May in Georgia and it's very warm outside. So something with berries sounded very appealing to me. So I'm gonna do a berry coffee cake with a beautiful cardamom pistachio streusel, and we're gonna have fresh berries, and I've got some jam and a secret ingredient I'm gonna show you about in just a minute, but I'm gonna start with flour. Notice my flour. My flour is not white. It is unbleached flour. It's einkorn flour, non-GMO, good flour. The kind that probably our grandma and grandpa had. And I grew up on a farm that grew wheat, so I know wheat is golden, it is not white. So flour should not be white. But anyway, I'm gonna start with the flour, and to that I'm going to add the rest of my dry-ish ingredients, which are 3 teaspoons of baking powder. That's a lot of baking powder, but we want a nice rise on this. And then my spice is cardamom, and cardamom is pretty strong. I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon, and just think of that like cinnamon's mysterious woodsy cousin. It's delicious, one of my favorite spices. I'm gonna give my dry ingredients just a little mix up there. I'm also gonna add my sugar to this, just a 1/4 cup of cane sugar, and then a 1/3 cup of butter, softened. And then I have a cup of coconut milk. You can use regular milk if you want, but I want to add a teaspoon of vanilla to that to give it some really good flavor. And then I'm going to break my egg into my milk, and I'm going to give it a little mix up before I put it in with the rest of my dry ingredients here. Just kind of break that yolk. And then the milk goes into the dry ingredients, and all you're gonna do is use a handheld beater mixer and whisk this all up. I really like recipes like this because they're very easy. They don't require a stand mixer, and if you don't even have a handheld mixer, you could do this with a whisk with some perseverance. Everything is well incorporated. You just need to beat this for 2 minutes. Oh, that is delicious, and I can taste the cardamom with just a 1/4 teaspoon. You can see how light and fluffy that batter got. It looks really, really gorgeous. And so I'm going to take my baking pan, which I've already greased, just a little bit of cooking spray, and I'm going to put about half of this batter into the pan. I'm using stoneware. You can use metal if you want. You don't have to use stoneware. And then just spread this around your pan. This is all super easy so far, right? Try to get that as even as possible. Right, then I want to dollop a little bit of my jam. I have a raspberry. You can use raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, whatever you want throughout, because I did find some raspberries. But my secret ingredient, you don't have to go this route, was rose preserve. I just found this at my local international market and thought it would be quite intriguing to put a little rose preserve in with my raspberry. And rose and fruit goes so well together. So I just want to dollop a tiny bit of this in here. You can see how I'm kind of just drizzling it. And this is not even a 1/3 cup of jam. You really don't need very much at all, because I'm going to use the raspberries on the top to just kind of accentuate the jam that will be hidden in the middle of this coffee cake. Let's move along to the streusel. It's super easy also. This is just butter, sugar, flour, and I'm also going to add a wee bit of cardamom, another 1/4 teaspoon, and then to this I'm going to add some chopped pistachios. They're salted, So this is going to have a little bit of a salty, sweet vibe, and with that fruit and with the rose, almost like Moroccan-ish. I will actually link the rose preserve in the show notes on YouTube below if you want to go that route. But like I said, regular old jam works. Okay, so half of this streusel mixture goes onto my batter. Just kind of take your hands and wherever you think calls for some, plop some. You can see how great that looks, and then you guessed it, we'll put the rest of the batter on top of this. Then I kind of swirled it all around. The rest of the streusel mixture goes over the top. And then I just need to take my raspberries and poke a few in here so that people can see this is a raspberry coffee cake. They'll sink a bit, so just press them slightly into your batter. There you go. Now this is going to go into my 350 oven for about 40 to 45 minutes, folks. That's going to take a while, but it's worth the wait. If you haven't yet, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications to our YouTube channel at TaylorKitchen5226. Leave a comment. We love to hear from you. Also, our website, tkfoodie.com, make sure you're signed up there to get all the latest from us. You never know what you might be missing. My lovely coffee cake is out of the oven, and I let it cool just a little bit, just enough so that I could do this. Look at that. And it smells so good, let me tell you. Wow. And I'm just going to cut myself a piece. I'm going to cut a smaller piece. So you can see this. It's always the first piece, it's hard to get out. Oh, I can see those berries in there. That is absolutely lovely. Wow. And this one calls for just a drizzle of that raspberry rose jam and a few raspberries on top, and then I can dig in. Wow. The rose really comes through on this. I'm kind of surprised. But like I said, you don't have to go for the rose. Just go for strawberry or raspberry, whatever you want. And those pistachios with that cardamom make for such a nice crumble. In the middle, the streusel, in the middle, and then on top. It's really, really good. Wow. Okay. I have to get rid of the rest of this because I'll eat it. Check this out. The recipe's on tkfoodie.com.